Hey everybody, it's January, and so of course we're starting on step one. We had a powerful call for the members on a couple Wednesdays ago, so last Wednesday. So step one, first of all, if you're new to my work, here's what I want you to know. I say this all the time, but what I'm talking about is personal transformation. And I don't mean fixing something about yourself. I'm talking about transforming it so that it is no longer a problem in your life and actually now a strength and something you can pull toward you and transform about yourself or your life. And I'm a new container for that for you if you're new to my work. And that's all I am. There's so many coaches out there that you could go listen to. There's spiritual leaders, there's teachers, there's so many. You're probably inundated with this stuff. So if you're new to me, then I'm just a new container and my take on it might be a little different. And I have my own signature process that I know works, and it doesn't have to be me. My request of you is take on personal transformation in your life so that you're not a victim of your life. Because if life is happening to you, then you're a victim of your own life. And life doesn't happen to me or the people I work with because we take step one in my work, which is committing to being a conscious creator, someone who is conscious that I create my own reality and my own life through my thoughts, words, actions, and how I show up in the world, and that I have a say in it. And step one is about committing to really chipping away at everything that's not your highest best self. That's my definition of personal transformation. Step one is committing like it's your job, like your life depends on it, that this is a forever thing for you, right? So you're going to be going along doing work like this, and life is going to happen to you, right? Or occurs like that, like life happens. And then we get to decide what we do about that. So some people could take life happening or something happening in life to have them get bucked off this horse of personal transformation and never get back on. Step one is about handling your life, committing to it, handling it in a powerful, positive way by practicing progress, not perfection. So if you're having a step one moment in my work, you've got hit with your own perfectionism. You got hit with something happening in your life that might buck you off the horse. Now, if it's your first time, right, this we're just asking you to commit, right? Just commit to you, right? Not commit to your partner, other people. Yes, you have other commitments, but I am asking you to make a declaration to you. Like, I am going to put myself and my life and my health, my well-being as a number one priority. And when that gets out of my sight, I'm going to continue to flex my muscle and do the work to make sure I remember that. Here's the deal, folks. This kind of work, you're not made for it. We go unconscious to this stuff because we wired ourselves up, right? And we call this our small in my work. We call it your small, and your small is every way you've ever wired yourself up to be safe. Now, you could have to have been safe from something traumatic. Some of you experienced some trauma, and some of you had great childhoods there, and you got a great life, and you still wired yourself up a particular way to be safe from being ashamed by something, being embarrassed by something, not showing up as cool as every other kid. The way we wire ourselves up is to survive life happening and to keep ourselves safe. And so when that wiring is in charge, it's running on safety, it's running on people pleasing, it's running on trying to do things right, it's trying to have you show up and look a particular way. When we're running it, when we're acknowledging, present to the fact that that small is working, but we're gentle with it and kind, and yet we make a commitment to really stand in our own power and decide, how do I want to be in this moment? Can I take a moment and pause and choose how I want to show up versus just responding, just going with the wiring, right? So this is reactive. Our work is about being conscious, and consciousness is just awareness. It's just about being aware of how you be and what it's like to be with you, what it's like to sit on the other side of you, right? And most importantly, how are you with you? Because what I know is you're the hardest on yourself, right? You may have other people criticizing you or doing stuff, but you, the one in the mirror, you're the one that is the hardest on you. And so step one is about really committing for, like, no kidding. I did this probably when I was 18, I think, is when I decided I'm going to have a life where I focus on myself enough to pay attention to what it's like to have me show up. And I've been doing it rigorously, like with rigor. Like, I have a lot of integrity around it and walking that walk and talking that talk since 2001, 2002. So for me, this is just a life practice. It's just something I practice. And that's what I want for you, because it's so worth it, right? When you're not being run by your wiring, when you are able to make a choice and stand in your power and like choose how you want to show up and do this kind of work, your life transforms in a way that is unbelievable. And I know because I have had the joy of coaching people to these unbelievable things that they thought they could not have because this wiring already decided for them, right? Your wiring decides what you're capable of, what you're able to do, how much you can succeed, the kind of relationships you can have. That's all bullshit, right? This wiring is there to keep you safe. Now, again, we don't be mean to it. We got to be gentle with our small. We got to be kind to it. So in step one of my work, when I do a seminar, when I work with people, step one, there's an exercise in step one where I ask you to write a letter from your higher self. And this is the part of you. Don't tell me, I know that you want to have an argue with me about this, but I know that there's a part of you that knows that you are brilliant. There's a part of you that knows that you are wholly whole. There's a part of you that knows that you are divine. There's a part of you, like a little spark, just a tiny part. Many of you have beat it up and shoved it down and punched it around so many times that can barely be noticeable. In our work, what we do is we feed that part. We feed that part of you that is the genius. We feed that part of you that is brilliant. We feed that part of you. We tell you, we know, we affirm it, we see it, and we start gathering evidence for its existence rather than gathering evidence this whole time, like you have been, that you're unworthy or you can't make a difference or everything's all on me or whatever it is that you tell yourself every single day that has you doing the same thing over and over again and not having massive breakthroughs in your life where you feel power and you feel joy and you feel jubilation. I've had people feel jubilation. I've worked with so many people to have them experience such joy and such amazement at themselves that is a delight to get to do my job. So we're talking about step one. Step one is committing to progress, not perfection in your life. It's committing to constant forgiveness for yourself every time that small is running the day. Because when small is running the day, you're defensive, you're cranky, you're angry, whatever your small shows up like, right? When small is running the day, we forgive small because we love small. Small is just there to keep us safe. And then we decide to do something different, right? We make a choice. We get in communication with somebody. We stop resisting something. We take a different step in the dance. All the tools that we learn along the way in this work, step one is just about getting back, just staying on the game, just continuing to stay in this conversation with great faith, knowing that the more I stay conscious and flex that muscle about being conscious, the more power I have. So step one, it's January. I hope you join us. We've got calls coming up. I think we've got one coming up the third of the week, third Wednesday of the month. Either way, I hope you'll be in touch, and whether you do my work or not, I hope that you choose you today. Choose you because you are all you got, really, right? So choose to be powerful today. Make a commitment. Progress, not perfection. Thanks for joining me.